Have you ever experienced a situation when you had to wear clothes that you hate or feel awkward about? No one can say which fashion is right or wrong, but the fixed perspective towards specific norms might make it hard to accept newly rising fashion styles or any others that do not satisfy social expectations. From the Civil War era to the Roaring Twenties, there were many significant fashion shifts as ribbons changed to bonnets, long and tight dresses changed to loose dresses, and corsets to lingerie. Meg and Joe would be surprised and feel hostility at the same time to the change of fashion from the Civil War era to the Roaring Twenties, because women were able to wear comfortable clothes with more freedom and wore clothes that do not suit the beauty standard of the 1860s, which shows the rise of women's self-love that led to feminism. Meg and Joe would be shocked by the change in fashion from the Civil War era to the Roaring Twenties because women started to take off heavy clothes and wear comfortable clothes. In the Civil War era, women wore dresses and accessories to look ladylike and elegant to fit into the gendered beauty standard. As a result, Joe and Meg were taught to wear uncomfortable clothes like crinolines and corsets, which gave them a side ache and a sad wrench. This shows that Meg and Joe would be surprised when they see the fashion of the Roaring Twenties because they wore clothes for the purpose of adorning themselves. In comparison, the clothes of the Roaring Twenties focused more on comfortable designs that are good for activities. In the Roaring Twenties, both females and males wore dressing gowns and shirts in daily life. Women didn't wear heavy long dresses anymore, but wore rippling and fluttering dresses instead at parties and balls. This depicts that Meg and Joe will feel unfamiliar with 1920s fashion because clothes like shirts and dressing gowns were not for women but just for men to wear. Some might say that Meg and Joe will not be so surprised by the fashion of the Roaring Twenties because both styles still mainly pursue the concept of femininity. However, it is clear that the standard of femininity has changed throughout the time period. The book The Course of the Cultural History says the concept of femininity in the Civil War era was focused on women's physical appearance, and the book Fashion and Fetishism also says corsets and crinolines were made under the purpose of triggering sexual motivation. However, according to the journal A Feminist Approach to the Great Gatsby, the concept of femininity in the Roaring Twenties era focused on the idea of feminism by the formation of the young flappers who truly showed themselves by wearing comfortable clothes. To conclude, comfortable clothes and accessories of the Roaring Twenties will bring strange feelings to Meg and Joe, since they only wore uncomfortable clothes that made them injured. Meg and Joe would have contempt for and strongly resist following the fashion of the Roaring Twenties, as it concluded some clothes and accessories that go against the beauty standard of the Civil War era. The book Victorian and Edwardian Fashion, a photographic survey says short skirts and makeup were abominated by many women and considered as non-ladylike in the Civil War era. This shows that women like Meg and Joe were also taught not to wear short skirts or strong makeups that give strong expressions. However, in the Roaring Twenties, women started to wear makeup by drawing eyebrows with rakish angle. Also, the book The Roaring Twenties discovered the era of prohibition. Flappers and Jazz says women in 1920s wore short skirts and had short hair. This depicts that Meg and Joe will be hostile against the evolved fashion of the 1920s, as they were strongly taught not to wear them and treated as a symbol that is against femininity. Some might say that Meg and Joe could accept and conform to the fashion of the Rolling Twenties quickly, but it is impossible because their circumstances made them very conservative in their wearings. The book The Corset, A Cultural History says, older women were primarily responsible for enforcing sartorial norms because they thought it was their duty to enforce young ladies to wear organized but tight clothes. This shows that young ladies like Meg and Joe were brainwashed by the adults in society that wearing comfortable clothes like short skirts and shorts is one of the wrongdoings that they should never do. With this strong fixation, there is no possibility that Meg and Joe will accept the new fashion of the 1920s. To conclude, Meg and Joe will feel strong disgust towards the evolved fashion items in the 1920s like short skirts and strong makeup due to incompatible beauty standards of the Civil War era and the Roaring Twenties. Fashion is like a flowing river as it changes every time. Because Meg and Joe are people from the Civil War era, they will not understand the sudden change in fashion because there were too many things that changed after the rise of feminism. I hope Meg and Joe can escape the stereotypes and social expectations that suppress them and someday realize that wearing non-ladylike clothes is not wrong. A world would be a better place for women when they don't care about others' expectations and wear any clothes they want, revealing their true identities, since we have the right to express ourselves in our own way no matter what others say. This is my works cited pages. Thank you.